Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. So we have a wonderful show, and I believe we have two callers going to be calling in shortly. Before we start doing the readings, I'd like to actually just do a little sort of spiritual talk. And what I was thinking about for the talk today is why does someone ever want to be a medium, and why does and also what's the purpose of it, and I think that's quite an interesting question. And I think that everybody on this planet is capable of being a medium, because first and foremost we all have a spirit. But the reason why perhaps I am able to connect as opposed to somebody else who isn't is simply that they haven't got the infrastructure of the spirit world around them to do the work that needs to be done. That's not to say that they don't have an infrastructure in a different way in helping them in their life that they are operating in as we speak. But for me, because I am doing this work, I have a little team of guides that's around me. And some mediums may only have one guide, and some will have two. And, it varies from what the purpose and what the sole purpose is to do this work. And I also think, so my second question was, what's the purpose of mediumship? Why do we have it in the first place? The obvious one is communication. We are able to communicate with loved ones in the spirit world. And I'm in this unique position where I'm able to connect with people from the Bible era. And I can tell you, when they started talking to me 2.5 years ago, I was shocked. I didn't think, why me? And all these sort of questions went through. But anyway, they do. They've chosen me to talk through. And that's that, I feel very honoured and lucky. But, when we look at sort of, normal mediumship where we're connecting to sort of perhaps our guides or perhaps, our relatives, I think that has an enormous, positivity, because what that does is, and it's so fantastic, is that it proves the survival of the spirit. It means that life goes on and life is eternal. And I think to have that knowledge and have that proof given to us is a wonderful, wonderful gift that it can be given through mediumship. I also think with mediums, and I know that sometimes, people who perhaps have the gift are listening to this show, but, I think with mediums, I think that we have to always remember that we're simply just the middleman. We're nothing special. We're just the middleman, and the people in the spirit world are special, and also the people that we're speaking to are special. We're just hearing and giving, and that's all we do. And also, I think the other thing that with mediumship is that our lives are no different from yours. We have all our ups and downs and difficulties and challenges and things like that, because first and foremost, we're here to learn our lessons. We're here to evolve, and we're here to be greater than the person that we were when we first came. So that's my little sort of spiritual talk about, mediumship and why do we have mediumship. But ultimately, the ability to prove that life is eternal is fantastic, is a fantastic gift. But not only that, we also are able to give guidance. And this is something that, when somebody is going through a challenging time in their life, to be able to give guidance is also a wonderful thing, because it can be uplifting and also healing. Right, so I think we're going to go to some callers, and I believe we have Chris in Englewood, Florida. Are you there, Chris?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Chris, and how are you? It's going to be Thanksgiving on Thursday, isn't it?
Yep, we're only 2 days away, and I just celebrated a birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, so you're very busy. as you probably gathered, I'm a medium and I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world, or I can look to give guidance from my guides. Is there a particular way you would like me to work? And also, sort of, where would you like me to focus as well?
I think on my future. I think my biggest concerns right now are what is my next step? What am I supposed to do? What are my guides telling me I should do next?
Right. Okay. Well, before I start, what I want to say is that we do have free will, and that is really important. That I think that people understand. But once our spirit decides, our course, then the path is set, and on it goes. But I'm just going to sort of look more, to an aspect of, what's the purpose of you coming here to this life, and I feel with you that you have a strong disposition to of what is right and what is wrong, and I feel that you have. Would that make sense to you, Chris?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Good. And I feel with you that that what you've had to do with the people around you is really sort of guide them on their paths of what is right or wrong. And I feel that very much strongly that is a deep soul purpose of yours to basically guide people and show people that the path that they are supposed to be on. You've got an amazing sort of insight into what is good for other people, and what path they should be going on. Does that make sense to you, Chris?
Yes, it does. They come to me all the time. I'm a big magnet. They line up to see me. Yeah.
and I just feel that you're a guide, and what I'm being told by my guides is that you are meant to do. This is your job. This is what you have come to do, to guide people on their paths and in their lives. And what I'm told, that everything that you do, everything, jobs or family or people around you or friends, that is all linked to this job that you are doing. And that is a job that you have come to do for God, because you made a promise to God before you came that you would help as many people as you possibly could in order to help them on their path. Wow, that's amazing, Chris.
Yeah.
And I feel very strongly about that with you, because I know that I've got certain guides standing in front of me telling me that, and because of the guides that are standing in front of me, I know that this is absolutely correct, from your soul path of what you're meant here to come and here and do. But I also feel that you've come to a little bit of a crossroads in your life, and I feel that you it's almost like there's an emptiness. It sort of has slightly evolved in your life. That make sense to you?
Yeah.
And I feel with you that you're looking for sort of like a purpose, looking for something to do, or something more sort of positive. And I can just sort of see you sort of like you're scratching your head, sort of, what can I do? What can I do? And I get the feeling, what I'm being told is that, I spoke earlier on about how you are the guide for everyone else, but there is a guide that is working with you from the spirit world, and they are guiding you on your path. And this path that they are guiding you upon is to is part of this ethos that you're there's part of you in helping others. And I feel very, very drawn to you doing something of a charitable basis. Would you understand that, Linda? Has that been something that you've been thinking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
And good. And I just get I feel sort of drawn to sort of be more involved with giving to people and helping to helping to people to in their lives, but in a charitable way. And I think that it's almost like the time has come where you're freed up from sort of family life and situations like that, which gives you the ability to sort of do this work. Your life, the whole of your life, is going to be about us helping as many people in any way that you can. And it's almost like to the day you pass, to the day you die, you will be helping people on their path and in their lives and everything that they need to do.
Okay.
Wow, Chris, right. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I really appreciate it.
Does that make sense to you as I'm telling you this?
It does. It does. I'm really at a very big crossroad right now, and I need to make a decision about where to live. I need to make a decision about, divorce, stay together. I have a child that's disabled, an adult child that I take care of. I take care of some other people in the community as well, and I'm just really, obviously I need to earn a living, and that's always my big concern. Because I would do for everyone all the time and not even consider compensation, but I still have to pay bills. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, let me just I'm being told that your living circumstances are going to, and they're using the word slightly change. And I don't know what they mean by slightly, but I'm being told it's going to slightly change, which will give you, it's almost like, and because of the way it's going to slightly change, it's going to free you up slightly it's going to free you up more financially. And I get the feeling also that I feel that you're going to be aligning yourself with some sort of organization or something that will enable you to help more people.
Okay.
And I feel that I just feel very strongly that anything you do is and anything that happens to you will be about helping others.
Okay.
But I do feel that I feel very drawn to some sort of charitable organization or helping disabled people or something of that nature, where you are going to be I feel that the almost like, although you think you've come to a crossroads, you haven't. It's almost like it's the continuation of and I'm talking in a metaphorical way. It's a continuation of the work that you've been doing all along. It's almost like you're just going to the next stage of helping other people. But I do feel a strong influence with I never know what the correct term to use because we have politically correct words in the UK. And I'm sure there's slightly different in the USA. And of course, I never want to offend somebody, but in England, we would call it somebody with learning difficulties. I think that's quite an odd term because people can have something like dyslexia, and then somebody can be very different. But I understand it's the same here. I've just been informed. But I just feel that you will have a strong emphasis with people with learning difficulties. And I think that it will be, I get the feeling that it's going to be expanded in your life, because I feel that you're going to your next stage of your development here on the earth plane, on the purpose of what you came here to do. So thank you very much for calling in, Chris. And I just wish you well. And I know that, you know, what I think is so important that you need to hear is that I know that I'm being told that almost like God has your back. You know, God is looking after you and looking to support you and guide you, and he's not going to let you down, because he's so grateful for everything that you do for everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Right. I believe we have Linda, my next caller. Are you there, Linda?
This is Linda. Hi.
Hello. And so I'm a medium, and I can either give guidance from my guides, or I can connect to a loved one in the spirit world. Is there a way that you'd like me to particularly work?
Yeah, I lost both my parents last year, and it's the holidays. The first holiday without them. Wanted up there watching over me and helping me. I took care of my mom. She had dementia, and she was really bad at the end. So it was hard on me. She was so hateful and mean. And yeah, I love her. And and then my dad died, and I didn't get there in time to say goodbye to him.
Right.
And I feel so bad.
Okay. Right. Well, I'm being aware of two people that are standing by the side of me, and they're telling me that they are your parents, your mum and dad. I feel with your father that he would have been perceived as being a little bit more healthier before he died, whereas your mother was more of a slow sort of problem that she had with her health. Would that make sense to you, Linda?
Yes.
Because I'm being shown how. Sorry. Did you want to say something?
My dad was very stubborn, and he had a massive stroke that killed him. And
yes.
Well, he lived for 7 days, and he was always saying he had a headache and that. And I said, well, let me take you to the hospital. We'll see if I know what's wrong. And he never wanted to go, never wanted to be a problem, you know. And
yes.
That's what happened, you know. He was more worried about my mom than he was himself, like me, you know.
Yeah. And I think, because I'm seeing where with your sort of dad feels more sort of, you know, upright in the spirit world, whereas your mum has been shown to me as somebody who's quite sort of frail towards the end. Would that make sense to you?
I didn't hear you.
Your mother would have been more, you know, a lot more frail than, you know, towards the end.
Yeah, she was.
And I also feel that your dad wants to do the talking, and your mum is standing by the side of me, but I feel like it's your dad that wants to talk, and he's saying to me that he feels so sorry that you have to go through this, and he's saying that you're then he's making me feel like they're going to be around you on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, and I also feel that but I'm also feeling that there is another reason to celebrate something around about now, because I feel like either there is a birthday or something in the family that is worthy of celebrating. Does that make sense to you?
No, there ain't no birthdays in November.
Okay, so if I were to go to the Monday prior to Thanksgiving, was there something that happened uh, uh, either before they passed or round about the time they passed, or um, that something is significant? And I'm keep on hearing Monday, and I feel like there's something significant with your family. It may be that somebody's getting married, or there's an anniversary, or a passing date, or a birthday. But I just get
yeah. My mom's anniversary is coming up soon on Monday.
On Monday, there you go. I kept on hearing Monday. See, Linda, I'm not going mad. um, and I know that they are wanting to sort of celebrate, that, and I feel that they're also going to be around you on that day as well. And I also, and they're telling me about Christmas as well, and they're saying to me that they had a particular family tradition that was a little bit peculiar, almost like different from sort of the way other people do Christmas. There would be something that you would have done that's different. Does that make sense? I think you had your sort of like your own way of doing things in your family.
Yeah, we always done everything the old-fashioned way. We never, we made stuff for each other and stuff like that. We very, very seldom bought store gifts.
Yeah, and I just and they're sort of remembering sort of all the things that they would do. And I'm also seeing. I remember when I was a child, we used to make those sort of things that would hang from the ceiling. Where we'd cut sort of coloured paper and into rectangular strips.
Yeah, we do that every year.
Yes, because they're showing me that, and I feel that you would all sit down and do it together, and you'd have streams all around the house of all these sort of streamers. I don't know what you call them, but they would be hanging from things in the house.
And we used to decorate the tree with popcorn, the string with the popcorn.
There you go. See, you do things slightly differently, and I also feel that there was something to do with chocolate on the tree as well.
With what?
Did you ever put chocolate on the tree?
Yeah. My brother and my one brother, when he was young, he used to take one of them hooks and hook a piece of candy bar on the tree. That was his decoration. And ever since he was little, Ma would put that on there. She had a way that she preserved it, and every year she put it on the tree for him. Because he's grown and gone now, But that was.
I also think
something different.
Your mum is also showing me where she would bake the cake for Christmas, the Christmas cake, and she's showing me that. And I feel also that she would have put a little bit of alcohol into it as well, because she's showing me pouring some liquid in. The liquid looks brown, so I'm assuming it's alcohol.
Rum cake.
Yeah, I was. You beat me to it. I was just going to say it's rum, because I was saying I'm seeing a brown liquid, and she told me it was rum. So thank you for that. Yes, she's shown me to put rum in the cake, and she'd make that at Christmas. And also I feel that. I say, this is interesting. No, I'm from the UK, as you can probably gather. I've got that funny accent, but in Scotland on New Year's Eve, they would sing "For the Sake of Auld Lang Syne," and she's showing me you all holding your hands, and I feel like there must have been a time when you would have all sung that song. And I know you.
Yeah, we did. When we sing Christmas carols, we used to sit around singing Christmas carols, and we'd sing that.
Oh, right, because she's
favorite.
And I feel that you would have done it whilst you were sat round the table as well, because she's showing me round the table.
Yeah.
And also, I feel that there would have been someone would have prayed before you ate. Sort of.
Mom.
Yeah, because I think it's your mum that's talking. Oh, your mum is saying to me, have you got one of her nighties? It's what we call in England a nightie. I don't know what you'd call it here. It's the same language, but it's not. The item of clothing that you would wear when you go to bed.
Yes, I had it made into a pillow so I could remember her. It was what she was wearing when she passed.
Yes, because that's what she's wearing right now. She's showing me in her nightie. And it's funny because I never mention it, but I remember thinking that's probably what she wore when she passed. But I feel that you have that nightie, and you that's something that you treasure.
Yeah, I put it up so nothing will happen to it.
Listen, Linda, I want to tell you something. Your mum and dad are as live as they ever were, and they are here with me. They are talking, and they want you to know that they're going to be with you over every sort of celebration and holiday, and they're always around you, and they don't want you to be sad because they want to lift up your spirits and they want to be with you. They love you. They adore you. It's just, and they're showing me they're happy as well.